Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this talk show are those of the individuals appearing on the show and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Investigator TV.
Yo, what's up everybody? This is your boy Palazzo. I'm here to introduce you to a brand new app. Application impya. Bajita Tubichima Mobile Waste. Yeah man, mwatulabako danga tugenze wakatu na kasasiro. Kati bobanga omulina ewaka, just call. Yeah man, Tubichima. Download the application. Kweriku Apple, kweriku Android. Yeah man, you can download it on Google Play, in the App Store. Bajita Tubichima. Kasasiro yena ali waka ali kuchalo. Oyagala bamuno na we are the ones otuse. Download the application. Tubichima application. Tubichima Mobile Waste. Tubinona direct. Yeah man.
Investigator TV special report into the National Social Security Fund, a petition for urgent intervention in the management, abuse of office and corruption at the fund. Like, share, subscribe and welcome to the show. Mchala Susan Kushaba. Buza kubatulaba.
Ane mbaramusizaako mwena batulaba yona gye muwangalidde era nga simulala babuuzaako ye Honorable Kushaba Susan MP w'abayiribi.
Wow, nange Jaco David Waluka 24/7 like an AK-47, time tells tales. A letter has reached our desk nga evamu National Union of Theoretical, Domestic and General Workers, and its reference is NUTODO/CDF/PLU/17/07/02 dated July 17th, 2026 to the General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Chief of Defense Forces of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and National Chairman, Patriotic League of Uganda, PLU, Kampala, Uganda. Dear General, subject of the letter RE, petition for urgent intervention in the management, abuse of office and corruption at the National Social Security Fund. Objection to the illegal reappointment of implicated former directors Mr. Bigirwa Richard and Honorable Kunihira Agnes by the former Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Honorable Amongin Betty. It reads, this formal complaint is submitted to your esteemed office in your dual capacity as the Chief of Defense Forces and the National Chairman of the Patriotic League of Uganda. This petition seeks your immediate decisive intervention into systemic abuse of office, corruption, and institutional capture at the National Social Security Fund. Specifically, this complaint targets the unlawful actions of the former Minister of Gender, Labor, and Social Development, Honorable Amongin Betty, who acted in direct defiance of parliamentary findings and anti-corruption directives by reappointing Mr. Bigira Richard and Honorable Kunihira Agnes, both former Nssf directors, heavily implicated in financial mismanagement and incompetence by a select committee of parliament and unanimously approved by all house. The former minister committed a grave abuse of office. This petition requests that you exercise your executive and oversight authority to order these individuals to step aside immediately, ensuring the full and hindered implementation of the Inspectorate of Government IGG report to safeguard the savings of poor Ugandans. Illegal and theoretical framework of abuse of public trust and fiduciary duty. To understand the gravity of this breach, we must look to establish legal doctrines governing public administration, fiduciary duties, and anti-corruption frameworks. Under administrative law, public officers hold their positions as trustees for the public. Fiduciary duties of trustees and board of directors. The National Social Security Fund is a public trust established to safeguard workers' retirement savings. The directors of such a fund owe a strict fiduciary duty of care, loyalty, and obedience to the beneficiaries or workers as established in classic corporate and trust law texts, such as Goa's principles of modern company law. Directors must exercise their powers in good faith and with the care, skill, and diligence that a reasonable, prudent person would conduct in their own affairs. When directors fall in this duty, causing massive financial losses, their reappointment violates the core tenets of corporate governance. The Black's Law Dictionary defines abuse of office as the misapplication of official authority or the commission of an unlawful act under the guise of official duty. The former minister's decision to reappoint the above individuals, officially designated as incompetent and financially negligent, constitutes a classic case of administrative abuse of office. Economic of public fund management. The financial loss incurred due to the incompetence of the implicated directors is not merely an administrative error. It is depletion of the workers' compound interest yield. The loss of 2,607,346.05 shillings can be modeled to show its long-term devastating impact on the funds. The model demonstrates that the initial loss of the 2.6 plus billion shillings translates to real future loss of over 10.8 billion Uganda shillings in retirement security for Ugandan poor workers. Allowing incompetent directors to remain in office risks further compounding these losses, directly undermining the economic stability of the nation's workforce. Statement of facts and background of the complaint. The parliamentary investigations. 1. Following the widespread public outcry regarding the mismanagement of the Nssf, a select committee of parliament was constituted to investigate the state of affairs at the fund. The committee's comprehensive inquiry revealed deep-stated administrative rot, conflict of interest, and financial negligence. Implication of Mr. Richard Bigirwa and Honorable Kunihira Agnes. The Parliamentary Select Committee explicitly implicated former Nssf board directors, Mr. Bigirwa Richard and Honorable Kunihira Agnes, but because of corruption and bribery, Betty went ahead to reappoint the implicated above. The investigation revealed that their incompetence, failure to exercise due oversight, and participation in flawed decision-making processes directly contributed to a verified financial loss of 2.6 billion shillings. See the report will be there. Referral to the Inspector General of Government IGG. The findings of the Select Committee, alongside specific files detailing the financial losses and administrative failures of the two directors, were formally forwarded to the Inspector General, to the Inspectorate of Government (IGG) for criminal and administrative investigation. Abuse of office by former Minister Amongin Betty. Despite being in possession of the parliamentary report and being fully aware of the ongoing IGG investigations, the then Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Honorable Amongin Betty, bypassed established ethical standards in an act of administrative defiance and corruption. She reappointed Mr. Bigira Richard and Honorable Kunihira Agnes to the NSSF board. Finally, on this point, General Sir, when I received the documents regarding Kunihira's illegal nomination to the NSSF Board of Directors, I observed the following, which I need to share with you. 1. The letter from the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development declaring NSSF board position vacant was missing, which is raising suspicion to confirm that there was money exchange which compromised the usual normal procedure in such a sensitive fund. 2. The minutes of the cabinet was nowhere to be seen, which flagged red lights of corruption and misuse of office of the highest order that needs investigations if the due process was not followed. Violation of public trust. This reappointment directly subverted the rule of law, compromised the integrity of the NSSF, and shielded the implicated individuals from accountability, leaving the poor workers' funds vulnerable to further plunder. Grounds for the complaint. 1. Breach of the Leadership Code Act Cap 33 and Constitution of Uganda. Under the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and the Leadership Code Act Cap 33, public officers are mandated to exhibit the highest standards of integrity and accountability. Section 12 of the Leadership Code Act Cap 33 prohibits leaders from using their offices to promote personal interests or interests of individuals who have compromised public trust. The former minister's actions constitute a direct breach of statutory provisions. 2. Undermining anti-corruption institutions. By reappointing the above-mentioned individuals under active investigations by the IGG, the former minister actively undermined the authority of the Inspectorate of Government. This creates a culture of impunity where politically connected individuals can bypass accountability mechanisms, rendering anti-corruption institutions toothless. 3. Failure of fiduciary duty and corporate governance. The NSF Act requires board members to be individuals of high integrity, professional competence, and of sound mind. Reappointing directors who have a proven track record of causing a loss of over 2.6 billion shillings violates basic corporate governance principles as outlined in international standards like the King 4 report on corporate governance. Then justification for your intervention. As Chief of Defense Forces, you have consistently demonstrated zero tolerance policy towards corruption within the state apparatus, recently ordering the arrest of approximately 20 senior military officers over corruption allegations. Corruption and the theft of public funds are national security threats that destabilize the economic foundation of the state. The protection of workers' savings is paramount to maintain national stability and public trust in government institutions. As national chairman of the Patriotic League of Uganda, the PLU is funded on the principles of patriotism, active citizenship, and the fight against corruption to ensure equitable development for all Ugandans. Allowing corrupt and incompetent individuals like Mr. Bigirwa Richard and Honorable Kunihira Agnes to manage a multi-billion shilling fund like NSSF directly contradicts the core values of the PLU. Prayers and relief sought. In light of the facts presented above and the attached evidence, I respectfully pray that your office takes the following actions. First, issue an executive directive ordering Mr. Vigira Richard and Honorable Kunihira Agnes to step aside immediately from their positions on the Nssf board to prevent further mismanagement and interference with ongoing investigations. Second, direct the Inspector of General of Government IGG to expedite the implementation of the investigation report and prosecute all individuals found liable for the 2.6 billion loss. Third, request a formal review of the administrative actions taken by the former Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Honorable Amongin Betty, regarding her abuse of office in making these appointments. Fourth, ensure the future appointments to the Nssf board strictly adhere to the highest standards of professional competence, integrity, and public trust, free from political patronage or any other remedy deemed fit under your guidance. We thank you for your prompt attention to this matter of grave national importance. We remain confident in your commitment to fighting corruption as our leader and protecting the hard-earned savings of Ugandan workers, and also avoid mobilization of the entire workforce across the country for proprietary intervention, which may result into insecurity in our motherland, Uganda. Yours faithfully, Kanyana Ezra, Doctors, General Secretary, National Representative of Uganda Private Workers. Copied to Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, the Inspector General of Government, the Chairman, National Social Security Fund, the Managing Director of National Security Fund, Chairman, General National Organization of Trade Unions, Secretary General of National Organization of Trade Unions, all General Secretaries of Registered Labor Unions and their necks, and finally, the press and media, and that is why I am reading it. Honorable Susan Kushaba, member wa Parliament y'abayiribi oba eriridda wa simanyi
wano wennyini
eno ebbaluwa eringa eraga nti ba National Union of Theoretical Domestic and General Workers banyiikaavu nti era they are planning on going into industrial action in less than 8 days time. In gino emivuyo egiri mu Nssf board or board appointments board, where did it come from and what could it lead to?
webale nnyo mwami Chako, naye mbadde njagala batulabe eyo ebbaluwa eno ffe gye tulina wano bagiwandiikidde ani?
General Muhoozi Kainerugaba,
and copy received
the copy was received by the PLU Chairman's office on 20th July 2026.
Who is the Kabanda? Signed by Kabanda. You're receiving the copy. Abalala receiving the Vivani.
Abalala receiving the Secretary General National Organization of Trade Unions. The other one is who Nssf itself received it. Inspectorate of Government, which is IGG, received it on 20th July also.
So that corruption. Bwe kituuka ku corruption, tuleme kubeerayo n'abaana n'ebyana. Bwe tugamba nti tulina okulwanyisa corruption, this is the good way to go. Nti tukwate buli muntu ali corrupt. Bano abantu bano ba workers. When I talk about workers, now oli worker. Oyinza okulina w'okola w'ofuna akasala ke bakutemako ne kagenda mu Nssf. Omukyalo ono Betty Amongi
Betty
Amongin eyaliko Minister wa Kampala, eyaliko Minister wa Lands, eyaliko ne Minister wa Gender. Nti omukyalo ono buli kifo mwabadde as a minister ateeka okulekamu enziro zino si zenziro zokka kino kiri kalenti bino ebintu tubadde tuzze twogera omuntu n'oyogera nti omukazi ono n'obwe yali mu KCCA kyataatukola kyekitaliiwo nze wala olumu bwe nali mu ofiisi ye yali permanent secretary mukyala berinnya ne lyerabidde yajja n'ekisawo bw'ati n'akimuteeka emabega ntudde awo era nga tuli mu nsonga za butale naye mugamba nti kati enguzi gye bakuleeteddeyo kati obutale bugende sebo nengenda nenzigula n'ekisawo ekyo nga kijjudde ssente omanyi bino ebisawo ebyemikono ebiri nga bava kutikula tafaali nga ndi bwe nti ne bwaba ndaba akimanyi nti kyaliwo kati oba olaba ku ssente z'abakozi be bafuna akasaala akatono bwe n'ositula abantu abali incompetent abamaze okuzuulwa Parliament abazuuliddwa IGG nti bano abantu tebasobola noba reappointinga nga toyise mu mateeka nti mulanze emirimu gino bwe n'oyita mu kadirisa noba reappointinga bamaze okubulankanya 2.something billion 2.6 billion nga kati kisuubirwa nti kati zeeyongere zirimu 10 billion naye nomubanga mubalese nga bakyali mu kulya ssente z'abannayuganda abakozi abakolera akasaala akatono ate nga kigambibwa mbu bano ababiri Kunihiira honorable Kunihiira nani ne Bijirwa kigambibwa mbu they are sweethearts. Those are the words of the workers.
Is it a crime law?
Lwaki institution ya mwami na mukyala okugikulembera?
Along the way maybe.
What does it kyekiva mu ekyo? That is corruption. Okuleeta namugamba nti wa luganda lw'omuleese omutadde mu ofiisi yo oze kwekuumira mu ki? It is one of the things that causes corruption. Kati abantu bano balidde ssente za baworkers. Nze baworkers bano bantuukiridde nga bagambye bagenda kuteeka wansi ebikolwa. Excuse me. Ne mbagamba before that tuyinayo omuntu alwanyisa enguzi ye General MK. You write to him. Era baakikoze ne bamuwandiikira. Naye olwokutaano weekend bagenda kutuuza press conference baagala kuggalawo buli kitebe ekya Nssf mu ggwanga lyonna bagenda kukiggala era bagenda kukirangirira lwakutaano
nga balina olukusa lwa poliisi.
Olabye ebbaloza obaziwandiise ate omuntu bw'agamba nti sigenda kukola nga waaka ogenda mukaka because kino ekintu nze naba meetings si muntu they are well coordinated nti balina ba coordinators around Uganda bagamba nti bano abantu batabajjaawo era waliwo era nabawadde n'amagezi jjo ne bagamba mulumbe minisita gwe baataddeko kati General Tumukunde ne mugamba mumugambe ku nsonga zino ate era bamunoonyeza era nabagamba I will look into this matter. Naye ebintu bino byonna tulwanyisa nguzi. Lwaki amongi mwamugye mu ministry ya Labour naye ate yakozesa ofiisi ye n'abi appointinga n'ayisa abantu mu kadirisa n'abateekawo nga they are not vetted, they are not even recommended by cabinet. Bagende kuteekateekera oba kukuuma ekittavu ky'essente z'omuntu omukozi. Njagala mulabe Uganda obuzibu bwe twolekedde nga bannayuganda. kino kizibu kyennyini kye tuli mu kufeesinga. Nssf yafuuka mpuku yakubba ssente z'omuntu omunaku nti mulimu n'omuntu ali mu Nssf naye ng'abaana be famire ye bantu baliyo tebategeera ki kigenda mu maaso ne bwanfa ssente zaabwe tebazijjayo ne bwolwala tebasobola kuwa ssente zo zigende zikuyamba. Ezo ssente zikola ki era amagoba ge zikola geegaliwa? Lwaki temuvayo ne munnyonnyola abantu ne mugamba nti aa buli ssente gye tuli kuterekera Nssf ezaala amagoba nti bwe ziriba tukusalako emitwalo 10 buli mwezi emitwalo 10 buli mwezi gye tukusalako zirimu amagoba bwe gati era abantu mubawa ebbanga nti buli luvannyuma lw'emyaka oba 10 jangu ofune kasente zo. Essente ziri ku akawunti zitudde kwe mutoola kwe mubba
naye nga bazimba ebizimbe bingi
byaffe abakozi
batugamba nti zitricklinga down okuva ku accounts za Nssf ne zikka wansi paka ku accounts
naye okubuuza njagala ombuulireyo ezo essente ebizimbe bye bazimba nze omukozi nfuniramu wa era nyinako omulyango nti guno mulyango gwa mukozi. Omukozi bwe twogera ku mukozi waliyo oyo ayera oluguudo naye mukozi.
bano abakyala babonaabona abakesisiye
amanya atya nga bwabenefitinga mu Nssf era wali omuyise ne mumusomesa nti munnange Nssf eno ne bw'oba ofudde abaana gw'omanya abantu abafudde nga n'essente tezivuddeeyo. Lwaki muzannyira ku misaala gy'abantu? Omuntu n'akola essente ne muzitema nga mwe muzeetemera amo ng'afuuse ekizibu mwamujja mu landizi nga bye amataka ga gavumenti agamazeewo waliwo n'ennyumba gye yabba n'atwala kubanga mukamwana w'ogote ne mumugjeeyo ne mumuteeka mu KCCA naye nabba n'awanika n'obugere ne mumugjeeyo ne mumuteeka mu leba. That is the weakness of this country. Nze kankubuulire mwami Jacko.
Maybe she was being moved, competence agijje wano n'agiteeka wano na endga up ne competence agitutte mu genda.
Eyo racket gye nkugamba nti nze njagala nkubuulire nti mu ggwanga lino mulimu abantu omuntu appointingibwa by the president akubwa tasobola na kumalawo kisanja kye naye omuntu aweebwayo erinnya lye kumwapointinga nga ava mu racket eno ey'ababbi kwowangaalayo mu office. It is on record. Kubanga gwe oservinga their own interest. Ono omukyala kunihiira n'ono omwami Parliament ba province nti they are incompetent. IGG aya province that they are incompetent. What are they still doing in our office? Obanga nga waliwo nga tewali buzibwawo. Bino tuve mu byokusatu muneme kudda wano kusitookinga abantu n'okubashuga kootinga nti mulwanyisa nguzi. Bano abantu ekyolwokutaano era press conference olwokutaano abakozi nga bacoordinators bonna okuva mu nsonda ya Uganda bagenda kujja kwegata ku eddoboozi lyabwe mu liwulire. Bagenda babawadde ennaku 8. Buli kitebe kya Nssf nga bakigaddewo ng'abakozi bagenzi batadde wansi ebikozesebwa.
Okujjako nga ki?
Okujjako nga bayingidde mu nsonga zaabwe era nga CDF ayingidde mu nsonga zaabwe ne bekikwatako ne president ayingidde mu nsonga zino.
Zino ze nsonga zezimu Honorable Daudi Kabanda z'abadde ateeka ku X nga abiwandika ku mukyala Betty Amongi.
Zezo zennyini. Oyo omukazi bannaaye Mukama nsonyi omukazi mubbi. Nze oyo omukazi mu lands kino kyekugamba nti security ya muzeeyi yamubonyaabonya. Mwe muveetinga baminisita. Omukazi yabba mu lands ne mumujja mu lands mu KCCA ne mumujja mu KCCA ne mumuteeka mu genda gwe mwalaba nti oyo yekka yasobola ebyo bye bisse Uganda emabega nze omanyi lwaki njagala General Muhoozi era olwa bagamba nti bino ebintu bya kale kayihura ebigenda maaso kale kayihura ine enamba ate ya biro
PO73
yes owa Muhoozi nakugamba era nkiddamu ayinza okuseka naawe leero enkya ng'oli mu kkomera.
So industrial action ya NSO eyabana abantu abagamba mutino okujjako nga bana babiri bagenda ku step kubagamba bagende ebbali. Are these people very serious?
Very serious. Mwe mu kirinde eky'olwokutaano. Mu kirinde eky'olwokutaano bagenda okulangirira, bagenda okubalaga road map yaabwe nga bagenda okutambula. Kubanga omukozi yenna bwe tugamba omukozi n'ali mu ministry mukozi n'ali wa mukozi buli ali akola. Kubanga kino kikisuse Gwamongi gwani
takyali minister
gwe gwani ate n'okumujja kuba minister. It was too late. Kiki kizibu kiri ku President Museveni.
Kati kike mwagala
agenda okulengera nti abantu they are rotten nga bamaze kukozinga harm than good.
Now what do you people want?
Abantu bano beetaaga General MK okuyingira mu nsonga zino abantu ababiri be boogeddeko ba sweetheart
Bani
okuli omukyala n'omwami erinnya litera okulyebera okuli
document ndaba zizo
okuli Mr. Bijirwa Richard okuli Kunihira Agnes nga ne amongi temumuleseeyo naye alina okunoonyerezebwako ne bwe yandibadde ng'obwa minisita yabuvaako kubanga byonna byonna yabikola naye ng'ate n'okunoonyerezebwa kwa bwereere kubanga bandibadde bakwatibwa nti okunoonyereza kwaggwa. IGG yanoonyereza report n'agikola Parliament nenoonyereza report n'egikola. Kati bano bakyakola ki wano? Ate n'olaba nga bba wali ali ku mawulire MK ofuuse ekizibu. Omukazi wo yafuuka ekizibu. Omukazi wo mubbi aswaziza eggwanga, aswaziza abakyala, atuswaziza President Museveni. Tukooye okubeera nga twogera nga bwe twayogeranga nti bannaye amongi atumalawo ogenda okutuuka okuactinga nga ebisinga bifudde. Ne kati kino tukusaba abakozi bano nga tebaneekalakaasa nga beegatira mu kibiina kyabwe ekya National Union simanyi what
of theoretical domestic and general workers
nga tebaneekalakaasa ne bagala ebitebe bya NSSF. Vaayo mu bameeting muveeyo mujjeko abantu bano bebeemulugunyaako ababbye esente z'omusolo.
Special report on Nssf impending industrial workers action by the National Union of Theoretical, Domestic and General Workers.
Remember the songs that made you sing, the moments that made you dance, the voice that captured a generation. Now, Grace Nachimera is back on stage. Join us for the Power of Grace live concert, a spectacular evening celebrating the music, the memories, the journey, and the incredible voice that has inspired audiences for years. Friday, 11th September 2026 at Kampala Serena Hotel. Alibud tickets 130,000 shillings, ordinary 150,000 shillings, and tables 3 million shillings. The Power of Grace concert is sponsored by Pepsi, Frame Supermarket, Roseform, Fenan, Serena Hotel, Yuga Tunes, Sanyuka TV, Afro Mobile, and NBS TV. Proudly brought to you by Feed the Streets Foundation.